Good morning, dear student. Today we will discuss one of the important subject of introductory biology. Biology course code is AGRI 1007. Under this course, a topic diversity of living world we will discuss. So objective of this uh, topic is to study about different types of diversity in this living planet, because either it is plant diversity, animal diversity, lots of diversity is there. In fact, you are a BSc agriculture student, so your main interest in the agriculture diversity, lots of diversity is there. So today's topic is very much interested because it relates to different types of diversity. So today we will discuss about diversity. So how we will learning output, what exactly we will learn. You will know the diversity in this living planet or earth. Which kind of diversity is there? Either it is in the plant diversity. In the plant there is herbs, shrubs, grasses, climbers, and if you will go in animals or fauna, there is the animal diversity is there. So we will discuss about the diversities. So introduction to biology. Nowadays we find the contribution of Aristotle, Socrates, Theophrastus, and many other scholars of the past age in different fields of knowledge. This is not possible for the scholars of present times, because previous lots of work is already done by researchers. A question may always arise in your mind as to why it is not possible today. The reason is that in years long past, the extent of knowledge was limited, because today we have the internet and we can access everything. But if you will see the previous time, you have limited infrastructure, limited books. So getting knowledge is only through the books. So people engaged in achieving knowledge were also small in number. Today, the dimension of knowledge has been increased many times. To contribute in more than one field is quite difficult at present time. For convenience to know and understand things, we have divided our world of knowledge in many branches. In this way, science, literature, arts, social science, and many other branches have been created. As a whole, knowledge of human being is undivided, but it has been divided into various branches of easy learning and understanding. So you may have known that knowledge of science is increasing rapidly, very quickly. It is becoming possible because of research of a large number of scientists in different fields of science. Many people think that knowledge of science is becoming double in every 8 years. New subject of science are being created. It is not possible to realize and understand this huge store of knowledge for an individual alone. As a result, scientists are engaged in research in particular topic or subject. At different times, many scholars have divided the knowledge of science in various ways. The division and different branch of science are constantly spreading with increasing of knowledge in science. The two main branch of science are physical and biological. So we have science is the broad term. So we have divided science in a two group. One is the biological and other is the physical. So what are the physical? Science is otherwise called the science or non-living. There is non-living, whatever the things is there that we will consider under non-living. In physical science, characteristics, action, reaction, multiformity, and many other similar other properties of non-living object are examined and discussed. So it is and other is the biological. There is the living thing we will discuss under this category. So how we will define the biology? The term biology is derived from a Greek word. It is not Latin word. It is Greek word. Bios means life. Bio means life and logins means study. So the study of the life is the biology. So biology is the study of life in the of the living organism. Life can be defined as the property or quality of living organism that distinguish from dead or non-living in some function, like growth is there, metabolism is there, response or to stimuli is also there, reproduction is there. So then introduction to biology, so that we have already discussed. So response to stimuli, you can see different living things, they will respond. If you have seen Mimosa pudica or Chui Mui, that if you will touch, then it will shake his leaves. So either you say it is Lajwanti or touch me not plant. So it is the stimuli. If once it kind of response give the plant, but it's up to you how you will observe the responses. But in the this Mimosa pudica, it is the botanical name of the plant. Once you will touch, immediately leaf will be sick. So this is a kind of so learning outcome. What student will learn? Student will know about how the diversity of life will be useful, or how it will related to his course, and different types of diversity is there. So how the student will learn how diversity is related to his field, like agriculture diversity is there. You see in agriculture different types of crops is there, rabi crop, kharif, jaid. So in the rabi crops, lots of crops is there. So there is diversity. So in fact, weed diversity is also there, how weed are related to agriculture crops. So ultimately student will understand. So now we will discuss about the principal branches of biology. First is the morphology. The branch deals with both the external and internal structure of organism. The subject concerning internal structure is also known as anatomy. It is part of the, once we will talk about the animals or fauna, then we will use term anatomy. Then if we will see the plants, there is plant anatomy is also there. So identification is also there, morphological character is there. If first you will see the any plant, there is first you will see the morphology of the plant. Leaf is there, different types of leaves is there, stems is there, flowers is there, then different types flowers is there. Then if you will dissect the flower, then corolla, calyx, endoecium, gynoecium is also there. So based on these all are the morphological character of the plant. Then we will discuss about the cytology. Cytology, each living organism consists of one or more cells. Structure and function of cells are treated in the branch of biology. So generally we will discuss about the cells, different types of cells. You know? Either it is prokaryote cells, eukaryote cells, okay, animal cell, plant cells. So discuss about the microscopic level we will consider in the cytology. Now come to the histology. In this branch, discussion is made on structure, location, and function of different tissues. So tissue is nothing, it is group of cells is the tissue. Then come to physiology. This branch includes all the activities of living things, that is growth, respiration, excretion, photosynthesis, and other biological activities considered in the physiological changes is there. What physiological changes you will monitor in the crops. Then taxonomy, this is one of the important thing. In this branch, discussion is made on identification of the plant or agriculture crops, nomenclature and classification of plants and animals in this group and subgroups. Then come to the genetics, how different characters are inherited from parent to offspring, and how the processes can be controlled and improved, etc., are brought under study and research of this group. Next is the ecology. This branch considers the effect of environment on non-living and living things in between is considered either it is living or non-living. The ecology is defined as that it's a relationship between the abiotic and biotic components. Then evolution, this branch deals with the origin and successive transformation of living organism. Now, characters of living things, that we have the four things that we have already discussed in the previous slide, that is growth, reproduction, metabolism, and response to the stimuli. Now, growth is an important characters features in the living things. They increase the mass and number. So non-living objects are also grown in mass by accumulation of material on its surface. Growth is a living being takes place due to internal process, that is cell division, either it is mitosis or meiosis, that we will discuss afterward. Plants slow continuous growth throughout their lifespan, while animals slow growth up to a certain age. Reproduction, all living beings produce their offsprings by the process of reproduction. Reproduction is an important process for continuing the lineage of a species. See, there is sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. Vegetative reproduction is also there, but that is not part of this. So fungi reproduce by asexual spore, yeast and hydra by budding, planaria flatworms by regeneration, unicellular organism like bacteria, unicellular algae, amoeba, paramecium, synonyms with growth, increase in the number of cells. Then metabolic activities, then we will also discuss. All living organisms are made of chemical belonging to various class, size, and function. The chemicals within a living organism are constantly being made and changed into some other biochemicals. The sum total of all the chemical reaction occurring in the body of metabolism. If you will see the metabolism, then it is further classified in the anabolism and catabolism. Non-living object exist metabolism. So response to external stimuli, living organism responds to their surrounding or environment. Then please mind, living organism respond to their surrounding or environment. Respond to environmental stimuli could be physical, chemical, or biological. Plants respond to external factors like light, water, temperature, and other organism like pollutants is also one of the important component. Organism can be sense and response to environmental cues. Photoperiod, because photoperiod is one of the important component. So it depends on the duration of the light period, either it is 8 hour, 12 hour, 14 hour, 16 hour. Based on the photoperiod, it will also affect the reproduction in seasonal breeders, both plants and animals as well. Organisms handle chemicals entering their bodies and aware of their surroundings. Human beings, the only organism which has self-conscious. So biodiversity or biological diversity from an organism present on the earth is called as biodiversity, or in a layman, biodiversity or biological diversity is defined as the variety and variability in this living planet is known as biodiversity. It is lots of type: alpha diversity, beta diversity, gamma diversity, omega diversity, theta diversity. Then ecosystem level diversity is also there. So landscape level diversity is also there. So we will not go in that month depth. So nomenclature, it is a system of naming of any organism is considered as the nomenclature. There are millions of plants and animals in this world. Plants and animals are known in the local area by their local name. So if you will go any area, they will say like mango. In the mango, they have different name. In if you will go anywhere, they have lots of name in the mango. But in the scientific name, that is the Mangifera indica, belongs to the family Anacardiaceae. It is a botanical name and it is acceptable worldwide. So these local names are vary from place to place, region to region, and within a country also it's very. So it is impossible for any person to remember the names of any organism in all the language. Hence there is need for a uniform system of nomenclature of organism. So identification, how is the process of assigning a pre-existing taxon name to an individual organism. So there is some agency who will work in the nomenclature, that is ICBN and ICZN, International Code of Botanical Nomenclature for the plants and International Code for Zoological Nomenclature for the fauna or animals. So there is binomial nomenclature is also there. Binomial nomenclature is a system of naming species by giving each a name composed of two components, generic name and species name. Carl van Linnaeus invented the modern system of binomial nomenclature. So there is certain rules for nomenclature. Biological names are generally written in Latin words, and it is always in italics. If scientific names generally contains two parts. First word is genus and second word for species or specific epithet, we say. Genus name start with a capital letter while species name start with a small letter. Biological name each or printed in italics or indicate their Latin origin and underline when it is handwritten. If you are writing in the handwritten, then you will be underlined in the end. See, Mangifera indica, mango. Mangifera indica, it's already italics, but this name will not be in italics. So it is the botanical name of the mango, and Homo sapiens, it is the name of the humans. So see, here is no italics. Always the botanical or animals name always in the italics. Then Oryza sativa is rice, Titicaca aestivum is wheat. So see, all the name is written in the in italics. So if we will go in worldwide, it is accepted name in the throughout the world. If we will say Triticum aestivum, then everyone understand the scientific community it is wheat. And if you will say Oryza sativa, then everyone understand, okay, it is rice. So author's name is also written in some plant's name. So like Linnaeus have given the name. So you will write L, like L dot, but it will like if you are writing Triticum aestivum here, so let L Linnaeus means this. So that means this person has given the scientific name of this particular plant. If suppose there is some revision, then you will write Linnaeus have modified, then you will write like bracket in there. So there is some rules is also there if you are writing any scientific name of any plant. So then introduction, classification. It is the process of grouping of organism into categories based on the easily observable characters. Then taxon, the scientific term for any unit used in the science of biological classification, is called a taxon. Taxonomy is the science of defining group of biological organism on the basis of shared characteristics and giving name to those groups. Carl van Linnaeus is regarded as father of taxonomy. This is the some question in the MCQ. All the ICR or other examination always ask the who given the name of the taxonomy or who is the father of taxonomy. So this is the Carl van Linnaeus is known as the father of plant taxonomy. Process of taxonomy, there is the characterization, identification, classification, and nomenclature. These are the four processes when we apply any identify any plant. So systematics, the term systematic is derived from the Latin word systema, means systematic arrangement of any organism. Systematic is the study of diversification of living forms, both past and present, and the relationship among living things through time. Linnaeus used the Systema Naturae as the title of his publication. Then taxonomic category. Classification involve a hierarchy of steps where each step represents a rank of category. Various steps of classification hierarchy are called taxonomic categories. Then each level in the hierarchy represents an increase in organizational complexity. So species, how we will define the species? We always say the human species, plant, any species. So species is a group of individual. Species is a group of individual in which the individual can interbreed among themselves. See, species is a group of individual. It is the definition of the species. Species is a group of individual in which the individual can be interbreed among themselves is defined in the species. Member of species have a large number of similar characteristics like Mangifera indica mango, Solanum tuberosum potato, and Panthera leo lime. Then genus. A group of closely related species is called a genus. A group of closely related species is called a genus, like potato, tomato, brinjal, all three different species, but all belong to the same genus Solanum. Okay, or you can say belong to the family Solanaceae. If all are belonging in the family Solanaceae, there is lots of plant is there. But if all three are belonging in the Solanum, that means they are in the genus. Lion, Panthera leo, leopard, Panthera pardus, and Panthera tigris are the member of genus Panthera. See, all are the different, but they are grouped the same genus Panthera leo, Panthera pardus, Panthera tigris. They belongs to the same genus, that is the Panthera. Now come to family. A group of closely related genera is called as family. Families are characterized on the basis of both vegetative and reproductive feature of plant. Three different genera, Solana, Petunia, and Dhatura, are planted in the family Solanaceae. Okay, in animal, genus Panthera, genus Felis belong to the same family, Felidae. Order. A group of closely related families is called order. So everything is related to each other. So group of closely related families is called order. Order and other higher taxonomic categories are identified based on the aggregates of characters. That is, plant family like Convolvulaceae, Solanaceae are included in the order Polymoniales. Once you will study about the classification, like Bentham and Hooker given the classification of the plant, then you understand polynomial groups. So in animals, Felidae and Concidae belongs to the order Carnivora, carnivorous plant. Then class is a major category made of one or more related orders that possess certain similar correlated characters. Class Mammalia has number of orders like Carnivora, Rodentia, Primata, Insectivora, etc. All possess mammary glands, external ear and hair. This is the characters of the class. So phylum, a group of closely related craft is considered under phylum. In the plant kingdom, phylum has been replaced with division. Species, amphibia, reptilia, aves, mammalia belongs to phylum Chordata. Chordata and non-chordata, I think you have heard that. Then kingdom. A group of all the related phyla is called a kingdom. The kingdom of Plantae comprise all plants and various divisions. All heterotrophic organisms which are eukaryotic and lack a cell wall are kept under animal kingdom. So this is the complete description. Kingdom. Then if you will come to start, we have started in the species come to genus, then genus to family, family to order, order to class, class to phylum or division, and in the top there is the kingdom. Now, organism with their taxonomic category, if you will see common name, biological name, genus, family, order, class, and phylum division, then you easily understand. See, man, Homo sapiens is the geological name, Homo is the genus, family, Hominidae, order, Primata, and chordata, because we have the chordate. Then Mammalia. If you will come to the housefly, that is Musca domestica. Musca is genus, Muscadi is family, Diptera is order, Insecta is class, and Arthropoda is the phylum. Then mango. Now we will discuss about the mango. We have taken two plant, two animal. Then Mangifera indica. You should be right here like the italics, because once we will write any botanical or zoological name, always we will underline. So either if we were written in the hard copy, we should write underline. If we were writing in the text, then we should be in italics. So Mangifera indica, that is belongs to the genus Mangifera. It belongs to family Anacardiaceae, order Sapindiales. Dicotyledon, it is belongs to dicotyledon, and it is angiosperm. Angiosperm are those who belong give the flowering plants. Either if any plant is flowering, then we will consider under angiosperm. Now come to wheat. Triticum aestivium, genus Tritium, family Poaceae, grass family. It's grass family, generally say grass family, and grass family have also diversity. Poaceae order, Monocotyledons is there, dicot or monocot you have learned, then angiosperm. So this is the taxonomic taxon. These are the reference which I have used for the this lecture. Thank you very much for your time and support. I hope this will help you. Thank you very much.